This story happened in Phoenix, Arizona on March 13, 1997. The evening began like any other Thursday in central Arizona. Sunset had passed, and by early night, the skies over Phoenix and the surrounding suburbs were clear and dry. Traffic moved normally along Interstate 10 and Interstate 17. Residents were home from work, watching television, preparing dinner, or stepping outside to take advantage of the mild weather. At approximately 7:55 p.m., calls began reaching local police departments across the state. The first reports came from the Prescott area, more than 100 kilometers north of Phoenix. Witnesses described a large formation of lights moving steadily southward. The lights were reported as evenly spaced and silent. Dispatch logs show that the calls continued over the next hour as the object or formation passed over several towns. By 8:15 p.m., reports reached the outskirts of Phoenix. Observers in Glendale, Peoria, and Scottsdale described a wide V-shaped arrangement of lights crossing the sky. The formation appeared low and slow, moving without audible aircraft noise. Several witnesses noted that the lights maintained rigid spacing, as if fixed to a single structure, rather than independent aircraft. At 8:30 p.m., the lights were seen directly over the metropolitan area. Calls came into Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, local television stations, and emergency services. Some witnesses recorded the event using handheld camcorders common at the time. The footage shows a row of bright lights moving as one unit, passing behind mountains and reappearing on the other side, indicating forward motion rather than a stationary phenomenon. According to radar records reviewed later, no civilian aircraft were tracked in that airspace, matching the size or movement described. Military air traffic was not immediately reported in public channels that night. Air traffic controllers at Sky Harbor stated that nothing irregular appeared on their primary displays during the initial sightings. At approximately 10 p.m., a second event occurred. A line of lights appeared south of Phoenix near the Sierra Estrella mountain range. These lights were stationary, evenly spaced, and gradually extinguished one by one over a span of several minutes. Video footage captured this sequence from multiple angles across the valley. The lights did not drift noticeably before disappearing. Local law enforcement logged dozens of additional calls during this later phase. Officers were unable to identify a source. No emergency actions were taken as there were no reports of damage, sound, or ground impact. In the days that followed, the event received widespread media coverage. The United States Air Force later stated that military aircraft had released illumination flares during a training exercise at a nearby range that evening. According to official statements, the flares were dropped from high altitude and could account for the stationary lights seen near the mountains. This explanation did not address the earlier moving formation observed across multiple cities over more than 100 kilometers. The timing, movement pattern, and reported size of that earlier event remained separate in official summaries. No comprehensive reconstruction combining radar data, flight logs, and all civilian footage was released. Years later, the case was formally closed with no further investigation. The videos remain archived. The police call logs still show the spike in reports. The skies over Phoenix returned to their usual traffic patterns. What remains are the records of that night: synchronized witness accounts, unclaimed footage, and an extended interval during which something large moved across Arizona airspace without a clear match in public aviation data.